Yo, they put Banjo-Kazooie on the Nintendo Switch. Oh my gosh.
Banjo-Kazooie, we're home.
I'm a part of like a very, very small community of people that constantly searches out Banjo-Kazooie news. The original Banjo-Kazooie is my favorite game of all time. Anyone that knows me knows that it is. I love it. I played it 1,000 times. I've played it beginning to end. I've literally played it to beginning to end in front of people. Like I 100% of the one time, I forget where I was probably drunk at a party or something, and I played the entire game from beginning to end. I love it in one sitting. I am crazy. I have a problem. But I'm getting therapy now, so it's great. In my constant obsessive searching of like, what's the next Banjo-Kazooie thing? Because we got the Smash Bros reveal, that's insane. First of all, did not see that coming. I bought the season pass for Smash Brothers, and I remember that night I sat there and I listened to every single track beginning to end. I just saw that Graham Kirkhope just put out an album on Spotify and Bandcamp, which is remixes of all the songs from Banjo-Kazooie. So like, I'm gonna go listen to that now. In my obsessive searching, I remember hearing rumors that Banjo-Kazooie is coming to the Switch, and it didn't say exactly the details. It just everybody knew was saying that Banjo-Kazooie was coming to the Switch. And like, I thought it was like a new Banjo-Kazooie game. I thought maybe they were gonna put out a new Banjo-Kazooie game, maybe, you know, the Banjo-Kazooie 3 that everyone wanted on the Xbox, and then they were gonna make a port for the Switch. But then it just ended up being Banjo-Kazooie on the N64 expansion pass, which is crazy. But like, honestly, this is just my personal opinion. I've played the shit out of Banjo-Kazooie. I played that game 100,000 times over and over again. I played that game on the N64. I played that game on the Xbox 360 when it came out on the Xbox Live Arcade. I knew a guy who worked at EB Games at the time, and he gave me the code for the Banjo-Kazooie game. Like, I was so excited to play Banjo-Kazooie again on the Xbox 360 in HD with zero draw distance. Like, you can go up and you can see all the items. You don't have to walk up to them and then they appear. Like, I was so excited that at the time I didn't have an Xbox. So I went over to my buddy's place. I signed into my account on his Xbox and used the code. It was like a card. You get the pre-order code when you pre-ordered the Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. And apparently you're not supposed to do that because it wasn't my Xbox. It was tied to the Xbox. I ended up redeeming it on my buddy's Xbox. So when I signed in on my Xbox Live on my Xbox, it wasn't on my account, which was bullshit. So I just bought it for $15, but it was worth it, you know? Yo, that's such an obscure story. Yeah, so like, I'm playing it. I'm playing it on the Switch because Banjo-Kazooie were home, as Craig Kirkhope said.
Banjo-Kazooie, we're home.
And it's hard. It's hard to control right now because you're probably seeing footage of me like struggling playing this game, but like, I put so much time and so many hours into playing the Xbox 360 version, and there's so many subtle things they did with the controls on the Xbox 360 version. Like, the camera is fully tied to the second stick, so you can just swirl it around you and everything, whereas the Switch version is just a port of the N64 version, so we're going back to the 4x3.
Whoa.
You know, it's just like, oh great, great, Banjo-Kazooie, we're home. I can't play this game now. It's just, I've played it 1,000 times. I know what's going on. I know where we're going. You gotta jump on that thing, then you gotta kill the crab, then you gotta go inside the crab. Oh, and then you get the little stupid green pad thing that you jump over the thing, and I've played this game 1,000 times. Yay, Banjo-Kazooie's on the Switch. It's on a Nintendo console. Woohoo. I'm more excited about the Banjo-Kazooie randomizer, and I've been streaming that on Twitch, so if you want to go check that out. Like, I love Banjo-Kazooie. I'm just sick of the Banjo-Kazooie nostalgia. I'm sick of the, hey, remember the first game? Hey, remember Banjo-Kazooie on the N64? But every game that came after the very first Banjo-Kazooie game was just a nostalgia play on the first game, I feel like. Hopefully, having Banjo-Kazooie in Smash brought the passion back for these characters, you know what I mean? So Yooka-Laylee is 5 years old now. I personally put $150 on that Kickstarter. I remember the day that Kickstarter went live. Man, I was working at the time, and I didn't have data on my phone. I had pay as you go. I loaded data on my phone just so that I can pledge to this Kickstarter because I knew it was going to be a big deal. And at the time, it was like the fastest grossing Kickstarter. So everybody wants to go back in time and play Banjo-Kazooie again for the first time, because I talk to a lot of people and they all say the same thing. Banjo-Kazooie is like one of their favorite games. I know a guy who bought an Xbox 360 for Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I bought an Xbox 360 for Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I don't know if I communicated that. I'm a big fan of this franchise. I hope it goes somewhere. If they come out with another Banjo-Kazooie game, and like and if I see one screenshot and like the tree in the game isn't a Banjo-Kazooie tree, like I would know. Like if I look at a tree in the game, it's like that's not a Banjo-Kazooie tree. That's not a Banjo-Kazooie grass texture. Like they better do it right, because kind of sick of Banjo-Kazooie right now. But the Banjo-Kazooie randomizer, man, that shit's A1. Anyway, I'm done. Bye.